am overcome with emotion at the ability to host the two of you. And that's because a few months after they started dating, they stood on those steps right over there, and I took a picture of them, and I was talking to Muffin's mom, and Muffin's mom was like,
Muffin's mom?
when I talked to you a few years ago, you said this is it. And I was like, shit, like, wow, I knew back then, but I did know. They came, they stood here, and they were going to Tahoe, and I knew that my best friend Giga and my new best friend Muffin were destined to be together, and they literally stood right there. If we look right there, they stood there. That was 5 years ago. And I was like, oh my God, like to full circle this is unbelievable. So I'm gonna just take two stories for you guys to take us on this journey. The first is the summer before we started SMU, and finally I had become fast enough to like even Facebook message Giga. So I had finally got a Olympic trial time, and I was like, all right, like, yeah, let's go. I'm gonna Facebook this guy. And the guy's like, yo, like, you're not for that fast. I was like, okay, we're fine. But, so I Facebook messaged this guy. I knew he committed to SMU because of college swimming. Shout out to like my addiction. And Giga showed up in December. And Giga showed up in December, and besides being obsessed with mayo, I knew the guy was very fast. The dude put mayo on everything. Everything. Mama T was like, oh yeah, we're doing scrambled eggs, mayo up in there. Then Giga's like, double that, baby, double that. And so we were in the locker room. I think we were changing to get in the pool. And I'm like, yeah, dude, like, what's up? He's like, what's happening, man? And I was like, yeah, like, what do you swim? And he's like, 100 free. I was like, yo, what do you go? And he's like, 51. I was like, 36. And he's like, yeah. I was like, what else do you swim? He's like, oh. He's like, 100. I'm like, fly. I was like, yeah. He's like, 54. I was like, 32. And he's like, that's insane, man. I knew all of Giga's times before he came because he was like the fastest guy I knew, and he was one of the most excited people that I was excited for coming to SMU. So that's the first story. The guy's like, this guy's insane. The second story is the Muffin and Giga story. Not about the story of Muffin, because I told that last night. With that said, anything Giga does, he goes in head deep. He just goes in 112%. Data structures, he's in there. We're talking like the guy, Giga's like, I haven't slept for 3 days. I've been studying. I'm like, Nick and I are like, what? Like, we've been drinking for 3 days. He's like in there. And so the guy's a lifeguard, right? Like, the dude is like 6'5", looking good from Slovenia. People are giving him his number. Like, the guy, people are coming here like, oh, here's my number. She was like, cool. Like, Nick and I are like, wait, what? Can we get some of that? So Muffin comes up here. And I can't remember where she was coming or going, but Giga's like, hey, like, I need to see your ID. Muffin's like, that makes sense. Giga's like, it doesn't. So Giga got Muffin's information, and we come back, and Giga's like, yo, I got this girl's information. I was like, what does information mean? So it's like name, that situation. Back in the day, Facebook was huge. So he hits her up. Long story short, they're going on a date. First date. Huge date. Because Giga's like, yo, I'm going to this lake. I was like, where's a lake in Texas? We're going on a boat. We got boats in here? What is happening? So Giga and Muffin are going on this boat on a lake. I don't know where a lake is. There's a photographer involved. We got sparkling wine. I'm like, dude, this is extra, bro. You're gonna scare her away. No one was scared away. Besides the homies. The second date, Muffin came with churros. La Ventana, Pablo, where you at? La Ventana, churros, amazing. It's like, bro, like done and done. And then like 2 months later, she's on here. So, to double click, the way that Giga approaches life, the way that Giga approached his relationship, head first. Giga will give himself to whatever he loves and whatever he's passionate about. And all of the SMU swimmers, especially you, Norman, look at you. Look at that guy. That guy, I love that guy. But actually, he's the worst. What Giga cares about, what Giga loves, he will go head first. And all of the SMU swimmers, all the people that know Giga, are the first to be recipients of that love.
That's what she said!
Tori is a goddess. With that said, the way that Giga is going to approach this marriage, the way that Muffin is going to accept and approach his marriage is with full-hearted love. And there is nothing more that I could say to encapsulate the fact that Giga's going to go in there and they're going to have the best life ever. And I could not be more proud to be standing here in front of you guys, the two of you. I don't see anyone else, and I love you guys. And when there's a moment that you guys need me, I will be here, especially when it comes to wine. Dad, do you remember what I said? Doug, my guy, he's the other guy. When there's a moment that you guys need me, I will be there. And I love you guys more than the Pinot Noir in my dad's glass. So, if everyone could raise a glass and chug what's in there. Here's your brother Giga, just kidding. But if everyone could raise a glass, and cheers and drink. And when you drink that, remember this moment. Because these are the moments that we will remember forever. And this wedding, this moment, is going to be locked in our memories forever. And I love you guys, and I'm going to pass it off to Bryce. Good luck. There we go.
Woo!
That was awesome. A long line of talkative people.
Yes. Where does he get it?
No, I don't want to do it.
Where does he get it? Must be the mom.
All right.
A lot of energy. Well, that was one of his more talkative people.
My name is Bryce Klein. I'm going third. I will keep this short.
Good move.
But not too short, but I'm going to keep it short. So I'm just going to tell a brief story. We're all on the same timeline. We've all known Giga 8 years, and he's one of those guys, right? When someone asks you, did you pick the right place to go to college? Did you make the right friends? Did you find somebody you can rely on? His name pops into your head. You're like, I met Giga. One of the best people on earth, and this is a really special moment for me. I'm going to tell a brief story, and it's of the spring after our first year. And we're driving up to my lake house for Easter. And for those of you who don't know, Easter, usually my family would host a couple of swimmers. And one of our big traditions is we'd color eggs, right? We'd get the vinegar out, we'd get the food coloring out, we'd paint them, we'd color them, we'd write them. So we're driving out to Easter. And for those of you who don't know, Giga had a colorful vocabulary at first. So we're having a little discussion, and I'm just like, Giga, it's, family environment, got a younger brother, let's try to, keep it a little bit low-key, maybe not use certain language, like, we'll get a feel for it, right? So I think we're on the same page. We start coloring eggs, and he is just so excited to be part of this family tradition of mine. He's all in. He's got the eggs out, he's got the vinegar, he's got the coloring, he's got 3 eggs in there at the same time, creating some purple. He's so excited to be part of it, and he's all in, right? And he's getting really excited. I look over at him, he makes eye contact, and he's like, these eggs are fucking sick. and we look at each other, and I'm like, and I'll never forget that eye contact, because he was so into it, he just forgot the whole conversation. And luckily, of course, the family loved it, and he came multiple times for Easter, and I just won't ever forget that eye contact, because I was like, you know what, I'm not even mad, because I agree, the eggs are fucking sick. And so it's just one of those moments where it's just so clear that
he had probably never painted eggs before in his life. But he walks into my family's house and he's like, I want to be part of this. I want to go all in because this is something special. And it doesn't matter how little a thing. That's how he approaches things. So I know that in your next steps together in this journey, that's how Giga's going to be. And I just can't wait to be a little part of it. And I love you guys so much. It's such a special night. And thank you all for listening to a story about eggs. So, a toast to Giga and Lexi. To family.
And to end this, we need the swimmers to sing along here.
Hell yeah.
Here's brother Giga, brother Giga. Here's your brother Giga, who's with us tonight. He beats it, he even the streets it. Here's your brother Giga, who's with us tonight. So drink, motherfucker, drink, motherfucker, drink, motherfucker, drink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, shit.